Man, welcome to another edition to the Head Over Hill podcast, man. It's your boy Corn.
You know, I always gotta be hyped for this. Your boy, Bud.
Get it, man.
Who we got here today?
Yes, sir.
We got Kerry found husband, father, entrepreneur.
Yes, sir. And what you do entrepreneur?
Several different things. Right now I'm realtor for Who's a Realty.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife, we own a medical staffing company.
When we leave here, I do COVID remediation, so we're still doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Just when I see an opportunity, I'm moving.
Yeah.
I'm moving.
And you say you and your wife have what business?
We have a medical staffing business.
So, like, can you talk to us about that a little bit?
We supply nursing homes, hospitals with support staff, PRN nursing, LPNs, RNs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say nursing home, they might need to keep their staff at about, let's say, 45 nurses,
Mm-hmm.
but they might be shorthanded at 38.
Mm-hmm.
They call us, we send in qualified nurses to fill in the gaps to where they're falling short at. This time of the year, business jumps up. We kind of slow down with staffing, around Christmas and that time, because people, when it gets cold, people stay inside.
Mm-hmm.
They want to just lock in on whatever they're doing. But when the seasons change, when it start getting warmer, they want to get outside. They want to make all the extra money that they can. So they wrap up. They come, hey, look, we ready to go back to work.
Yeah.
So we staff them. We send the LPNs, RNs to wherever they need to go.
No, that's great. That's good. I like that.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So, for the audience, how do you stay elite in the down season?
And
Good question.
it's tough. You got to stack when you're making it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the insurance still got to be paid.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's the biggest expense. Our biggest expense is our insurances, and you got to be able to pay those bills the whole time. So that's the key. When you're stacking, you got to stack, and then you got to look to the future and say, hey, you got to keep going during this little lean time.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. But my wife, she's the nurse. She's the talent.
Mm-hmm.
She's the talent. So the nurses that we have, they come to us because of her. Because of her name, her work ethic. So we have a good group of nurses to be able to staff, because my wife, she has high standards.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, so you ever been to a nursing home or a hospital?
Yeah.
You've been plenty, and you see a nurse with dirty shoes,
Yeah.
sloppy uniforms.
Yeah. Ain't none of that going on.
Ain't nothing going on. When you see my wife, top notch. Everything matches. She ain't got on a purple, and then got on some red Bobos.
Right.
Y'all know Bobos. I know y'all younger than I am. You know what I'm saying? Y'all younger than I am. But you see my wife, she tied down from head to toe. Everything matches.
Mm-hmm.
Her every day when she leave, her uniform is pressed clean. It's top notch. So the nurses that we hire, you gonna look like her.
Right.
There's a standard. You're gonna look like her, and if you have issues with following the pattern that she set, because when she go in, she'll work a couple of days, to make sure that when other nurses come in, they got an idea, they know what's going to be expected. So they ain't going to be able to say this, and this, and we not know about it. Because she already worked there. She going to say, oh, this is what they're going to expect of you.
Right.
And You can't work for us if you can't be referred by somebody else that already worked for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because they already know you ain't coming in here half stepping.
Yeah.
You ain't coming in here looking raggedy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, stinking, or you know, you got green and purple hair. Or
Right. The standard.
it's a standard.
Right.
That's that's the way we operate.
No, I like that. So when y'all get this started?
We started last year. Not like it was it wasn't last year, baby. It was year before last. It was what, 2 years? Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the biggest hurdle was with anything with businesses is knowledge, and then the ability to be able to pay for insurances up front before you get started.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
No insurance is very expensive.
yeah, the type of insurance that we have to have is
Top notch.
It's hot dollar.
yeah, you know. So we had to have the ability to be able to afford that insurance up front.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you got to pay. You know, you in the insurance industry.
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest hurdle that a lot of businesses face is dealing. You know, you got to have workman's comp insurance,
Yep.
and then you got to have professional liability insurance. You know, you got to have there was another professional liability, errors and omissions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're insuring the people that
It's working for you.
that's working for you. That's why we have, you know, such standards. You know, people ask us, why don't y'all have CNAs? Because CNAs, they're the ones who doing the hardest work.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that are most prone to get injured.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, with some certain insurance, you have to be even eligible for you even get to that point.
Right.
We didn't have to turn down a lot of people just because they've been doing dangerous jobs like tree climbing and electrical
Right.
work. Like it's got like even if you're doing like landscaping, like there's certain things landscaping wise you can't even insure.
Yeah.
You have to get like a special insurance.
Right. It's high. You know what I'm saying? So that was the biggest hindrance. But, you know, to God be the glory, we were able, you know, to afford to be able to get that beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
You know as well as this, credit is involved in getting insurance.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
And like I literally had to turn somebody away yesterday. Like they was insurance wise, they was eligible in December and they're not eligible now.
Mm,
Just because of credit.
that's great.
Like if you pay something off, your credit shoots down. It's weird. Credit just like fluctuates.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it want to be high right now, that means you can buy something right now. Like right now.
Mm-hmm.
You wait too long, a couple months later, little delinquency here, wrap it up.
All right.
Wrap it up.
And the most successful people that you see, you know, credit is involved. Credit is a big thing.
It's the biggest part of everything. You know, being in real estate. You could be qualified today, and next month something go wrong. You miss a payment.
Mm-hmm.
You go, but you think you ready to go. You know, you think you ready to go buy you a house. You got approved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did. You got approved 2 months ago, but you make a mistake on your credit during that time.
It's over with.
It's a wrap.
That's wild.
You know, and far as us as a people, that's where we met each other, was at the housing symposium that they had down in, what is it?
Downtown.
Downtown Danville. That's where we met at, you know, because you all have aspirations of what? Buying some real estate?
Yes, sir.
That's already told friends and family. The first piece of real estate that I buy is gonna be rental property.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
It's gotta be. It can't be no liability. Anything after, because I talked to you about me buying my car and stuff. That's a liability at this point in time.
Right. What was the first thing I told you?
Whatever you do, don't be making no excess bills. Everything's got to be. What's the word I'm thinking about? Opposite of liability.
Asset.
Everything you gotta buy assets, not liabilities.
You know, and that's
You remember that? That's,
Oh no, man, for real.
I like that.
like when you get into these car payments and house payments and stuff like that, and you see how it's really affecting your score, and then you start to be like, okay, well, how can I get this better? And you start researching, and then you actually figure out what credit is. When you actually find out what money is, it'll really upset you. I mean, I'm just saying. Go do your research.
When I say you pull up outside, what did I ask you?
Oh, where that charger at? I thought we were going to hear room. Oh, room's at the house, but hey, the Hyundai, man, gas safe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No cap. And since you're a realtor, so like, can you take us like through a basic process of like what you've seen dealing with real estate?
What I'll say is this: the process is quick, but it's lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can call today your banker if you have a banker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one problem that I think, how old are you?
22.
28.
22 and 28.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a banker?
No. I mean, I have a bank, but bank is different, right?
What about you?
No, sir.
Okay. So number one, we got to get y'all with a banker. You know what I'm saying? We got to get y'all getting in line to where somebody knows who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because in order for y'all to realize the dreams that you have, you got to be bankable. You know, everybody, hey man, I don't want. That's just the way world works.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to show you 20 houses and you ain't got no letter saying that you approved up to 200,000. You know, what's use of me showing you 100 houses if you can't get credit to get the house?
Right. Just on a tour.
You just on a tour.
Yeah.
And I'm not in the business of being a tour guide.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Try to get a benefit.
You know, time is money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So number one, you need to be bankable. Mm-hmm. You need to establish a relationship with a banker. You know, you establish your relationship, you open up your account. Mm-hmm. You get you a letter to say, look, Laquan is approved for $150,000. Mm-hmm. That's step one. You get approved for, let's say, $150,000. That's moderate. You get approved for $150,000. You call me. Hey, Kerry, me and my so-and-so, I want to get my first investment property. Mm. Okay. You guys say, I got a letter for $150,000 from my bank. Okay, cool. Then what I'm going to do is I'm getting my computer, bam, 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 bam. You going to tell me how much you want to spend. This is mine. So if you got $150,000, you know, you really don't, you want to get something that you could, let's say 80, you know, mm-hmm. So you could buy it, go in and put the work in. Because what you want to do is you want to be able to build the equity off of your back, your sweat, off your brow, mm-hmm. Build your sweat equity. If you, like say, if you buy the investment property. Mm-hmm. But if you buy your own personal property, then you might want to buy something that's already been done, because you don't want to be doing no work, getting nothing together.
Right.
You know, so once you get your credit, right. That's the key. We can't get in the ball game unless we can be bankable. Now, unless you got $200,000 in the bank, but still then, if you got $200,000 in cash in the bank, they want to know where you got it from. You can't just go buy a property unless you got you a straw man.
Yeah. You got to have proof of income.
You got to have proof of income.
Yep. And you got to at least be at a job for at least 2-3 years.
Right.
In some cases, longer than that.
Right. You know, so we're left out of the game because we don't know a lot. That's why I'm here. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm here because I want us to be able to go and buy this neighborhood.
Yes, sir.
Instead of everybody else coming in this neighborhood, buying the neighborhood.
Right.
Then renting it back to us, and we ain't got nothing invested in our own neighborhoods.
Right.
You know, so that's why I do what I do. Mm-hmm. You know, I want to leave a legacy for my daughters. You know, That's my youngest daughter. And then I got an older daughter who's 28 at home, so that's why I became a realtor. I've been an entrepreneur for years,
Right.
but I just became a realtor in July because I've been in, like my daughter say, you only been a licensed realtor but I've been in real estate since I was 18 because once you buy a property,
Right.
you in real estate.
Right.
I was on a different side of the transaction.
Right.
Now I'm on this side of the transaction to be able to see how things work. Because a lot of things in our community, what's been hidden from us has been hidden in real estate.
Right.
It's been taken away from us because of real estate. I grew up, my grandmother died the year before last, and within what was it, Gabby? Was it like 2 years? Mm-hmm. All three of my grandmother was 93. Uncle Tracy was 96. Uncle Glennie was 97.
Boy, y'all got a great life.
Yeah.
They all died within like a 2-year period. They were the oldest in our family. When we would get together and have family reunions, they would always talk about Pa, their dad. My great grandpa Vance. My great grandpa Vance, he had my family. We still own it. He bought, I think it was 40 acres. My mom and dad still live on the land that he gave all of his kids. They all got
a little piece of
the, of the, of the family, what he bought.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was talking to my uncles Glennie and Tracy, they said when Paul bought the land, Paul worked them like mules for 5 years to pay off the land because he knew at any time when they wanted to get there, when they had that land, that the white man could go and take it back and say that they had never paid for it.
That's right.
So that's where I learned, the name of my company is Sam Vance because of my grandfather Sam and my great grandpa Vance.
Mm-hmm.
So they learn, hey, without this right here, we can't really have nothing. You got to have something to pass down to
the kids.
Yeah.
To your kids and next generation. They got to have something to, hey, that's my family lineage.
Right.
My daughters, they grew up with their great grandmothers.
Yeah, grandmothers, not greats.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
My great grandfather had just passed not that long ago. Late last year.
Yeah. And how does that make you feel? Being able to be around your great.
And honestly, I've been around my great granddad all my life, honestly.
Yeah.
For the most part. Bits and pieces, could go see him here and there. And my great granddad on my dad's side, he passed away a while ago.
Uh-huh.
I was able to go to his house, chill with him.
How does that make you feel, though? You know what I'm saying? Knowing
who they were.
They were.
I mean, really good.
The pass on stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Knowledge, anything.
Values, to you. I mean, to me, that was, I didn't really know I never met my great grandfather Vance. Never known it. But you would never know that because my grandmother and my dad always talked about him. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
That's important, So Gabby and Kay and all us, we were able to grow up with my grandmother. It was her great grandmother. To see her and the values that they're able to pass on.
Right.
I mean, to me, that's
everything.
That's it.
That's value.
Family to me is.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything that I've been able to accomplish, I ain't gonna say I accomplished everything, but
right. You accomplished
my family, man, is my support system.
Right.
I mean, I can't do, you know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing without, my wife is man, I'm able to stand tall because she's standing right beside me, holding me up.
Right.
You know, I always tell folks, I mean, if it weren't for my wife, you would never see me.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, my wife is as I always say, you know, in the shade, my wife is a beast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She 10 toes down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got a woman that's 10 toes down with you, you got problems.
Right. No, it's hard. And I say it's hard to, like, my generation is probably, I feel like it's very challenging to have that. I feel like I had it now, but before then, man, it's rare to see that. Like, people nowadays is not approaching, even think about marriage or a long-term relationship. So
Yeah.
that's great.
That's why I went older.
You know, in what, 2 months? Well, and today is March. In May, it'll be 30. 30 years me and my wife been married.
That's right there. That's
You know what I'm saying?
amazing. That's
And I'm
right.
telling you, it's been some good days and it's been some bad days, but
Man, listen, through sickness and health, through good and or bad,
yeah.
Right.
rich, poor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? We've been po. You know what I'm saying? But they don't know that.
Right.
You know, I as I can always say, I'm 49. I don't know what it's like to be hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I
I
get you.
don't know what it's like to be hungry because my mom and dad, we never was hungry.
Right. As it should be like that.
I was never hungry.
Me neither.
I'm grateful for what we have. I'm grateful for the childhood my people like put around me, man. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I know like other kids had something way extreme,
Right.
but I also understand like I'm even in the middle for some people. I'm at the top for some people.
Some people,
Like,
yeah.
some people they like, bro, like. It was hard. We had to have like mayonnaise sandwich. We ain't have meat in the middle.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I know what that is. You know, if I hadn't had a mustard sandwich.
Right.
Or banana sandwich.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had that. My girls, they don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I had something to eat.
You had something.
But you know, I won't hungry by no ways. You know, my mom and dad always provided. You know what I'm saying? We grew up, it's 3 of us. I'm older. I'm the baby. Mm-hmm. So me being the baby, you know, I grew up, man. I don't think it's nothing I can't do.
Right. No, it's fact.
Yeah. They say the oldest child have it the hardest. And then like the baby child get everything.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Gabby's the baby. Yeah. You know, my oldest, she always talking trash. You know, this is what she tells Gabby. You know, I sat on the back of the bus so you could sit on the front. Is that not what Kay always tell you? Yeah. Yeah. you know, so I mean, that's to me, like I said, man, family, a good spouse, you know, my wife, shout out to my wife Felicia. Hey, man, I'm just saying, man, I can't do nothing without that woman.
Right. And I like how you putting that emphasis on that.
I am. I mean, I don't think a lot of times in your generation you see that.
Right.
And it's important that, that y'all see that how important it is to have a good spouse.
It is.
Right.
That's your business part.
A great man needs that.
Yeah, I mean that's my ace. You know what I'm saying? That's we got, I have some decisions to make. I mean, earlier in life when I married, I made a lot of stupid decisions by myself without considering her.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was always right.
Okay.
The older I get, I realize, man, I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I lean on her intuition, as a woman. Never has she said somebody she don't like, if it not turned out, that she won't right.
Okay, I'm liking this right here.
You know what I'm saying?
And woman intuition, that's a real.
I'm liking it, like how you leaning on it, and how you talk about it. Like I learned from that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling y'all, man. It's very seldom she been wrong about. I picked up something on that dude right there.
Okay.
Nah, he all right. Get a little while.
Okay.
Give it a little while. And there you go.
No, I love that. And so like, far as like, what is your goals and like ambition? What are you trying to accomplish?
What's the end goal?
Man, last year, was it? No, like about 2 years ago, right? We interviewed on my podcast, How Do We Get There podcast. We interviewed this gentleman named Harold Gravely.
Mm-hmm.
Harold Gravely at the age of, I think he told me it was age of 48, 47. He bought his first real estate. He bought his first property. You know, his first investment property. Harold Gravely is maybe 59, 60 now.
Mm-hmm.
He has 30, 34 rental properties.
Mm-hmm.
My goal in these latter years of my life is to build a real estate portfolio that when it's time to retire, you know, then it'll be more than enough to sustain me and my wife and our kids and our kids' kids.
Yes, sir.
Because my grandfather Vance, he set the standard.
Right.
You know, with the 40 plus acres. See, that's you see, you get what I'm saying? He set the standard. Now it's my job to build on,
take it further
than he did. You know, so my goal is to have a real estate empire, you know, that I have something to pass down to my girls and my girls' kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have fortunate enough, you know, to me and my wife, you know, we're on that trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We're on that trajectory to be able to accomplish that, because the medical staffing is basically for her.
Right.
You know, because she works hard. You know, I'd rather her not work as hard as she do.
Right.
You know, so we build that at the same time to where she just manages that. And then, you know, you have different arms, you know, to be able to supply, you know, this right here supplies this, you know, because Gabby is 17. Gabby just turned 17 a couple months ago. So she'd be going to college 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, of course, she'll have scholarships, but you want to be able to, when she got travel, you know, she plays basketball. Congrats to Gabby's
Hooper.
Just buckets.
2-time back-to-back state champions. They just won the state. When you were supposed to shoot the original episode, I was like, we were good, and then they won the game before, and I was like, well, we got to go to Richmond this weekend, you know, for the state championship. So, you know, we went, they won, so they won 2 years back-to-back. So now, you know,
back-to-back champions.
Back to back.
I like that.
I mean,
Boy, Patty.
No count though.
yeah, you know, so being able to be wherever she's going to be, you know, or wherever my oldest daughter, wherever she wants to do, you know, that's all my goals is now is
Your kids
is legacy now.
Okay, legacy.
I mean, you know, what do I?
Right, you did everything.
You know, I ain't did everything, but you know, it's nothing that I need.
Right.
I mean,
right.
you know, I ain't got no big stupid mansion or, you know, or big, you know, this, you know, I got everything that I need.
Right.
You know, there ain't nothing that I want that I can't get, you know, but.
No, I get you.
That's why they always say, like, men get into their financial prime about 40, 50. Because once we get to about 40, 50, it's just like, Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, do I want a fast car again? Yeah. Do I want a motorcycle? Yeah.
Right.
I'll go on vacation here and there, but everything else, yeah.
I mean, to me, everything's about them. I mean, once you understand as a man that it ain't about that. It's not about you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about them. It's
Right.
about the legacy, that you leave. I want my daughters to be able to say that, hey, my dad was a good dad. He was always there. I grew up, I always say, I never wondered where my daddy was at.
Mm-hmm.
Because every day when I woke up, he was in the other room. Same goes with my girls. I don't want them to ever wonder,
Right.
because everybody didn't grow up like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody didn't grow up like that. So, to me, I think that provides a level of stability and a level of confidence for them to
Right.
know. I don't know about y'all, but to me, it's about them having confidence to accomplish anything that they want to. And
Right.
I think me as a father, I provide that for them.
Mm-hmm.
Confidence to know. I don't think, Gabby, you ain't never had a basketball game and you looked out and you ain't never seen me, right? Never.
That's great.
I'm talking from because that's the type of father that I want to be.
Right.
Like my dad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if I walked outside right now
Mm-hmm.
and my tire was flat, or if I walked outside right now and I say, Dad, there's two dudes out there trying to jump me.
Right.
5 minutes later, my dad gonna be he gonna be around the corner with the AR-15
Be ready.
ready to get down.
He gonna handle this. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want my daughters to, to be able to.
Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying. And that's the same for me. Like growing up, I didn't like family big on me now, but growing up, I just didn't have that. Like I had family, but we ain't never do family things. And like I got tons of like nephews, and that's what I'm focused on. And I got a son too.
Mm-hmm.
So how you is basically? I know you advancing older, but I feel like I'm there as far as like mindset, because I don't really want a lot of things that that we see materialistic wise. I'm just focused on building something, like
Right.
And I feel like with my age and how my family went, they all females, and like I'm the one who can really do it. Because of course my age, and then my sisters and their kids and my kids, it's like I'm the one that's more relatable to them, and just I feel like I just had a lot more knowledge and all that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you 22, man.
yeah.
Man, you at the stage, man, to be 22 again.
I ain't gonna lie, for real, you think about stuff that I wish I was thinking about at 22. I'm glad I'm 28, but
Right.
it would have been really nice if I would have started 6 years earlier.
Right. And I be hard on myself, so I feel like sometimes I be hard on myself. Sometimes I be like, man, because not to, I don't really care about that bragging and that. I'm at a certain point which somebody would be like, oh my gosh, but I'll be like in my head, I'd be like, man, I could do more, I could do better. So yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So what are you doing then?
Right as of right now, what I'm doing. So basically, ever since I had my child, that's when I started working. So my goal was just to work, and I got into a nice factory that pay good. So I had a 3 to 4 year plan to where I just keep saving my money, and basically get to a certain point. Cause really, I said that before. It's just it's kind of fear. Cause I want a certain number that's close to 6 figures. Close. Just give you an example of it. For security, just so when I do invest in it, okay, I'm good. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. Like I got my money invested, got this money, and then I flip this money and I invest the money I already have saved. So that's basically all I'm doing. And in that process, though. Because my number one goal is to invest into real estate. In that process, I also want to have, that's why I'm about to get dogs. So I'm start dog breeding. And it's other ventures, but I'm also let some things come to me. But it's those two things right now.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, End goal is definitely with real estate. Insurance world. That's gonna be my career. You know, there's a lot. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of headache with this, like paperwork, customers. I mean, it's customer service, so I totally get it. But I just enjoy helping other people. Also educating them and what insurance is, because a lot of people say like it's scams and stuff like that, but in all reality, it's not. Like I use this example because a lot of people, complain and be like, man, the insurance is going up again. I'm like, yes, it is. I'm gonna tell you why it's going up. This is just to let y'all know. So before y'all go to these State Farm especially, okay, and be calling me. Man, listen, I'm Jake's cousin Marcus. All right, let me let you know what it is. All right, so in hindsight, back in the day, that's why you had so many people have the same insurance carrier for so long. Back in the day, it was more or less like, hey, I'm an insurance carrier. I'm insuring 100 people. Idealistically, I'm only expecting 17 to 18 people out of this 100 to have a claim, have an accident where I have to fork over my money to fix it. Everybody have different rates, just depending on different cars, how fast it goes, your vehicle record, your license record, like all that stuff plays a part. And now, of course, credit. So all this stuff plays a part in it. All right. So nowadays, idealistically, 17, everybody's rates are fair. Nowadays, realistically, I'm insuring 100 people. It's like 50, 60 people that's having accidents and all this crazy stuff. Man, do you know how many times I hear of incidents in all the way around Virginia, because we insure Virginia too, all the way around North Carolina. It's just something all the time. So, with all those 60 people, their rates are going to go up, but by default, the other 40 people, their rates got to go up just to catch up and make sure that the profit is still correct. It's not a scam. It's not a scam. They taking that risk to make sure you don't have to pay all this money. For instance, homeowners, pipe start bust, but it bust on accident. This is a misconception about it. It's not wear and tear. This is nothing to do with wear and tear. We're talking about if something happened accidentally, or it just happened out the blue and it wasn't due to wear and tear. Yeah, we're gonna cover you. Don't worry about it. We got you. We just know the probability of all these things happening are at a slim level. Not to say that it's not going to happen, that it can't happen, but it's less likely to happen. So that's all the insurance is. The best type of insurance you can ever get, to me, is life insurance. Because you can build generational wealth, and I am working on that right now. Not only for just me, because I already said like the life insurance is the trump card. Right. That's just in case everything don't go right. I'm knowing it's going to go right, so I ain't really worried about it. But just for, hey, I have like 2-3 kids, boom. When they grow up and they're starting to get to like, honestly, when they come out the womb, they're going to have life insurance. They don't know that yet. But once they get to about 18, 21, they're start building cash value. Like when they want to go to school, or they want a down payment on the car, or they say, hey, I'm tired of living with you, but I'm ready for the world. So just go ahead and give me a down payment on the place. I'll go get me a little job and we'll work it from there. All right, cool. You want to go to college? Cool. Got you. You know what I'm saying? And in their eyes, they like, well, he's working a job or whatnot, or he's working 2 jobs, he's doing this and that. But where in the world is he coming up with all this money? You, life insurance, you. And guess what? When you have kids, putting the policy on them too. And you want to know what? Like starting out at like from anywhere from 0 to like 10. All right, your life insurance for the most part for like a $50,000, $100,000 policy is not going to run you. It's going to run you under $100. And the best thing about it is the premium never changes. So the older you get, the more that premium is going to get higher, just because you're more closer to death. So I mean, it's a lot of things with that life insurance. You have so many different policies, you do so many different things, and I'm putting myself in position. I ain't gonna say trying, but I am putting myself in position where I can borrow against the policy, and that's gonna fund my businesses and stuff. And then I just pay the policy back, grab more money, and turn myself into my own bank. So it's not just gonna be one bank; it's gonna be like 6, 7 banks. Yeah, man, I gotta do something, man. I gotta do something because I take it, I take it like this. I look at my family on my dad's side and my mama's side. And my dad's side, and it's a bunch of stand-up people. So congratulations to my family, y'all some stand-up people. On my dad's side, we have doctors, lawyers. My dad, he a truck driver. You got nurses. You got entrepreneurs, and doing very well for themselves. On my mom's side, you got mechanics. It's like every cousin they skip. It's like mechanic, hairdresser, mechanic. Like they know how to work on cars. Pastors, you name it. But in my head, I'm like, well, we got all these people, but where's the insurance agents at? I was like, okay, that's my route.
Right. I mean, this, I'm listening to you, what you're saying, and man, you're a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you grew up being told.
That's right.
Right.
I'm talking about like
you know what I'm saying?
Like I was into anime. I got picked off of anime.
But what does that matter now that you 28?
Oh man, I still watch Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z.
No, but I'm saying, what does that mean to you right now at 28?
Nothing.
Yeah, I think we grow up being too much influenced by people that once. I always tell my girls, the people that you friends with now, when you my age, you won't even remember.
Yeah.
See, you know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in people who don't know you, what their opinion of you is.
Right.
Don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't know you.
Right.
So what does it matter what they think about you, man?
Right. And see, I had
facts though.
I had a guy at work. He picks with me. He good friend, man. He a real good friend. Older guy. He was like, man, I always sit here and pick with you, and you don't get mad at all. I was like, what's the need?
What is the need?
What's the need of me? What's the need of me getting out and jumping out my character for? What's the need of me getting upset about some stuff that is already is? The only thing I can control is my personality, my attitude, my response, and how I deal with stuff. That's it. That's the only thing I can ever.
Yeah. You control what you can control, and that's it. Right. I sit there. I was telling my daughter, about what we were doing. I said, my goal today is to influence your generation.
Yes, sir.
It's to influence, the people that's in your audience to say, look, man, I need to get out there. I need to get my credit right so I can buy me a house. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just about me making a commission.
Right.
It's about me helping you get in position to where you want to be at. In the past 3 weeks, the first 6 months, man, what am I doing? Man, wasting my time.
That's I ain't gonna lie. Like when I was started taking tests and all that stuff.
See the tests is
fell in tests, and I gotta go back and retake it. Got do all this extra studying, and I'm just sitting there like, yo, I didn't waste my money. I didn't waste all this time. I'm like, yo, I'm ready to say, forget this and go back and do something totally different. But then it was like, okay, well, you gotta also look at it like this. If it was easy, then it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth it.
Because you're working so hard towards it, it's going to be even more special when you get it, and you'll be able to do a whole lot more with it than you actually think. Yeah. So that's why I stick to this insurance thing.
You know what my pastor told me? Shout out to my pastor, Dr. Charles Whitfield. He said, when I was getting my license, he said, "Oh, you thought it was supposed to be easy to cash in big checks?"
Yeah.
No, for real.
He said you thought it was gonna be easy to cash them big checks.
Mm-hmm. No, for real.
He said that. So last month I had my first closing. Last week, I had another closing. This week, I do another closing. Next 2 weeks, I do another closing. So those first 6 months, man, I ain't make no money. I've just been out there spinning my wheels.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I've been out there spinning my wheels, but that's why I always say, shout out to my wife. You know what I'm saying? This hardworking woman. You know what I'm saying? Who props us up until things, until they start making sense.
Right.
So I got my first listing. Sold it. Closed on it last week. Then I got another listing. In like 2 months, I had 2 listings. And I think some people look at the first listing, the house was, I think it was 117.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 117,000. And then I always told me and Gabby, who's my age, who always with me. I said, man, Gabby, I need the house up here. I mean, cause you work just as hard. I work just as hard on the house that's 117, and the listing that I have on the house is 400 plus. You do the same amount of work, but you know what? It's a bigger check at the end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so then I have representing a few buyers. I had a couple of buyers that I talked to them on. They called me on Thursday. Called me on Thursday. We went and seen 3 houses on Saturday, 4 houses on Saturday. We put the contract in on the house on Monday. That it was, because they were ready to buy, and I was ready to put in the work to get them to buy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all about, if you meet motivated buyers and motivated sellers, all I am as a realtor is to keep them motivated until they get
The deal done.
what they want. And that's what everything is about. It's about, if you're motivated and they're motivated and y'all motivated together, then you know what I'm saying, it's ain't nothing but energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All it is energy. Remember that.
Yeah, I mean, all it is energy. They had the energy. They wanted, a house. I had energy. I wanted to sell a house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, we met. Boom. I mean, it's like it's a circle. It's just the energy, man. And once you get the energy, I'm like this. If people tell me they want to do something, I'm the wrong person to tell it to.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? Once you tell me you want to do it,
we on business.
Yeah. I'm gonna worry.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because all I know is, I love his song, DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna do is win.
No matter what.
No matter what. That's, what I'm saying? That's how I approach. You know what I'm saying? That's how I approach everything. It don't matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what losing is. Yeah, I've had some losses.
But every L is not a loss.
It's a lesson.
It's a lesson. Shout out to 444. I mean, that's what I teach Gabby. A loss is not a loss. It's a lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We just keep going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I better find something in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That loss right there to help me win
later on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what life is to me. It's just, you never lose. You just learn.
Keep trying.
That's all you can do.
You gotta keep trying, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta keep trying, keep knocking it down.
Yeah, I mean that's what I love music too. And the late great DMX said, you got to get up and try again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get up and try again, because you're gonna keep. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna keep getting knocked down.
It's all
you're
about your
22, man. What is? Long as you ain't long as it ain't dirt on top of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
As long as you don't quit, because when you quit, that's when you become a loser.
Right. Yeah.
That you see that you got it.
When you quit, that's
When you quit, you know what I'm saying? That's when you
you're a loser.
It's your mindset. It's all about your mindset.
yeah,
Man.
yeah. I mean, that's to me. That's it. You know, it's mindset. You know, it's just trying to win, man. And I shout out to you guys, man. You know, y'all trying to win.
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
guess
sir.
what? You ain't got no choice but to win.
You ain't got no choice but to win. Yes, sir. I like that.
And I was telling my cousin this.
She in the Navy, and I was like, man. He was like, man, why? He started asking questions like, man, why is it always on me? Like, it's always on me to make something happen, whether it's financially or just communication wise. He was like, man, why is it always on me, man? And I told him, I was like, man, this is just the boss mindset. This is boss lifestyle. Like, man, you fall, you just know there's 10 to 100 people behind you that's got to fall behind you just because you keep them up.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it. I look at it like, bro, if I fail, then, you know, even though my mom, my dad, and all of them are stable, I look at it as if I fail, then that means they fail by default. I can't have them fail. I can't have that. I can't have that. And then I also look at it like this, even though I ain't had no kids, if I fail now and have a kid, then my son or daughter has a failure of a father, and I won't have that either.
Yep. And they
Won't have that either. That same mindset, and then that's where your generational curses start.
Generational poverty.
Yeah. I mean, y'all got it, man. I mean, I tell you what, you know, we wrap up, man.
Something I can't understand is, and you know, me and my brother always talk about this. I don't know how any man can ever walk away from that. I mean, your kid,
Right.
oh Lord,
Right.
because you know, I can still today, right now, remember when I was in the waiting room with my wife with our first daughter. The moment I seen her,
That's me.
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
It's me.
This, you know what I'm saying? The moment I seen her, oh man, I mean, I knew right then that, you know, it don't matter who it is, they can get it. You know what I'm saying? If they do something to her, or it's on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that to me is, you know, me and my wife, those girls, my girls, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they mean everything to us. You know, we're gonna do everything we can for them. So that's me, man. That's just, you know.
Can I ask you, so like, what you have saw like that changed the most from now, from when you was growing up, or just throughout life period, for black people?
Well, you know, I grew up, me and the youngest. Okay, we lived in a trailer park. Right?
I did too.
We grew up, we lived in a trailer court. It's an older white family. They owned the trailer court. They had a big house right there next to the trailer court. 7 trailers. They had the big house, right? But they were real nice. They were real good, you know, people. You know, they would allow us to go over there. You know, they had apples. We used to go over there and pick apples and everything. You know, we grew up right there. Then, you know, growing up, my dad is always on his own business, so I seen that. Made me want to be entrepreneur. My uncle used to work 20 hours a day. He worked 12 hours a day at Bassett Walker, right? When he would get off work there, he would go in the woods, cut pulpwood half the day. Cut the wood. My grandfather Sam, my grandpa Sam worked 7 days a week. He would get off work, he would come in, he would cut the limbs up. When we get out of school, go change, we'd have to go out in the woods, pull all the limbs off of the trees. So when my uncle got back the next morning, he would load them up. My dad would do that. My dad owned his own body shop my whole life. So I grew up working with my dad. When I was a little boy, we'd go to daycare, or I would stay with my dad all day. at his shop. Grow up, I seen black people owning businesses, so it was normal
to see. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
It was normal for me. It wasn't out of the ordinary. I knew that. So when I grew up, that's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've worked a lot of jobs, but you know, I ain't never not. But to me, for us as black people today, we need to get back to having trades.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We done bought this lie that college is the best thing in the world, and it's not.
And it's not.
All they're doing is just create more bondage for us.
More debt.
More debt. We need trades. We need to be electrician. My partner Q lives 2 streets over. He's an electrician. He has his own company. You know, we need to be we need to be plumbers. We need to be electricians. You know what I'm saying? We need to be lawyers. We need to be doctors. But I'm just saying, but we need these trades.
Right.
I'm telling you, we need these trades, but they done took that out of school for us. When I was in school, they had all these classes. They had plumbing, they had woodworking. That ain't there no more.
I mean, the only thing you really got, they do have automotive. They got like very few.
Very few.
Very few.
Yeah, but to me, that's what we need. We need to have more trades. Because my dad told me and my brother both truck drivers. I used to be a truck driver.
My parents want me to be a truck driver.
Yeah. Hey, look, let me tell you something. If you get your license today as a truck driver, right? Keep your nose clean for 2 years. You could be at Walmart at $125,000. So you tell me, a week of 4 weeks of focus, getting your driver, getting your CDL license, and it's gonna cost, let's say, 8,000 tops, 10 tops. And in 2 years, you can be making $125,000.
That's major.
I mean, let's math that. The math is mathing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But we say, no, Junior, you need to go to school, spend $120,000 to get a degree, and you already behind the 8 ball when you get started.
I may not even get that job.
You may not even get that job that you think you're going to get.
And see, that was my whole thing. Like, my sister, she's in school now. She's about to finish school. And she's going to be a veterinarian. That makes sense to me because now it's just like everybody love animals for the most part.
Yeah,
she's not going to not find a job.
Right.
She's not going to find. I tell like I met this girl named Tish. I seen her at Subway in high school, whatnot, and she wanted to go to college. She don't know what she want to do. I told her, I was like, listen, I'm 28. I got an idea of what I want to do. I don't quite know.
Right.
I know the end goal of what I want done, but I don't know what I want to do yet. Honestly. Well, until I found insurance. But I would like to do something else as well.
Right.
Just not being one-sided. I want to be diverse, real well-rounded. I was telling her, I was like, listen, if you gonna go to school, if you're not gonna take up like if you take up business, it need to be something specific, like accountant or something. If you're doing being a doctor, lawyer, anything in those fields, that's cool. If you don't go to school for anything else, networking. I want you to network with everybody. Right. I don't care if they black, Indian, whatever, Chinese, whatever, because they know somebody that knows somebody that's probably your boss, and that boss right there knows everybody in the Pentagon. So I need you to network your way up to knowing these people, because now that's going to put you in different positions to where you may not even need an education. Right. Just because hey, Kim, you know your dad owns that law firm, right? Listen, I'm looking for a job, man. Can you help me out? Okay, I got you. Dad said he won't pay you under the table. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Something simple like that. So it's just all mainly networking, whatever you do. You go to college, network.
Yeah. I got a 2-part question before you go.
Okay.
Basically, how do you stay with current market trends in the market? And also, can you share a negotiation you have had?
I stay up to date with market trends. Is I have is being a realtor, we have a national association, and the National Association of Realtors has this awesome website that supports us as realtors. So I could pull up this whole entire neighborhood and know everything that goes on in this neighborhood, how long a house stays on the market, how much. I could I can pull out, get my iPad, and I can tell you how much the mortgage is on this house today.
That's cold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's that their websites. I mean, it supports me to where I know how long a house stays on the market. I know how long, what the median income is for everything around here. Like I said, I can find out anything I want to know about real estate in this area. If you saying you want to buy a house over there, just give me the address. I can tell you everything that's ever been done on that house. That's how I can stay. That's why I know things I know about real estate. I tell my girls, which Gabby is like me, she's a reader. Yeah, you can't hide nothing from me.
Right.
Because I read, I study. I try to stay up to date on everything. And as far as in negotiations, I've been negotiating in business for a long time. I used to own a pressure washing business. Used to do that. I don't negotiate costs on my behalf. When I set a price,
That's the price.
that's the price. But far as in real estate, this last homes I sold, I mean, we had to do some negotiating because I'm representing both sides. I'm representing the buyer and the seller. So that's something, that's when you hit the pay dirt on a real estate transaction. You know what I'm saying? When you get both sides. But at the same time, I can't negotiate.
Okay.
Because I can't have this person over this person. This price is this price. I can't suggest, hey, you should offer this or that. Because like on my first deal negotiation, we had to we come down some in order to get the house sold. We come down on the price. Because I just represented the seller on that negotiation. But as far as negotiating is you always want to negotiate from a position of power, but at the same time when you negotiating, you don't want to be the one who offer first.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the one to offer first. You want to be the one who's getting the offer, and you could evaluate, what it is. But like far as when I'm doing stuff for business, this is something you always remember. You can never go up. You can always come down.
Okay.
So let's say you negotiating price. You can't never raise your price.
Right.
You can, but after a while. But when you negotiating, you always start high. If you already know, let's say if you're negotiating at $100, and your break even costs $75. If you start at 100, you can come down. But if you start at your break even,
it's not gonna work.
Right.
It's not gonna work. You're gonna be coming out your pocket.
You're gonna be coming out your pocket. So you always know your numbers. Know your numbers before you start negotiating. And whatever your numbers is, you go above your number. And you can always come back down, but you can't never
Go back up.
go back up. That's the way I negotiate. When I was, like I said, when I pressure wash, when I was doing that, me and my partner Q, if I come in and I look at, all right, it's gonna be $1,000. Man, that's too high. Hey,
Yeah.
peace out.
Yes, sir. No, I get that though. I get that.
All right. Listen, you called me. I didn't call you. When I come in, I'm pricing the job to where I know where my price has to be at. Where my, this is how much I got to pay my people. This is how much I got to pay for my supplies. That's the price.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the same time, I price myself out of a job because when I see you, I'm measuring you up anyway. If I can see you gonna be a problem, I shoot it sky high.
Okay.
No, I can't afford that. Good.
Yeah. you already knew anyway.
Good. I didn't want to do it no way.
All right.
I had a guy got into a few words. We got, man, you count my coins. No, I ain't. I just know that I don't want to deal with you.
Right.
I already know that you're gonna be a problem in the first place. Mm-hmm. So I price myself out of it. Now, if you really desperate, you're gonna take my sky high price.
Right.
And that way, it's gonna be worth it to me to put up with you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because you about to get it back.
Yeah. Better get that bag. For real.
See, there you got it. You know what I'm saying? You got it. You see, it's gonna be worth it for me to deal with.
Right.
With you.
Right.
But if it ain't gonna be worth it, I ain't dealing with you.
Yeah. So, man, you got some last things you want to say, man?
Hey, man, I just want to say to you guys, man, just be above. You know what I'm saying? Be better than what people think you can be. Know who you are, and just be good people, man. Just treat people well. I mean, that's the key to life, man. If you treat people well, people will do stuff for you.
No, I know the feeling. I do have a few people do some things for me. I'm just like, bro, like, how can I repay you? And they like, man, you good, bro. Just go ahead and do you.
I'm gonna say this in a perfect example. Yesterday, me and my wife were in our staffing business. We hit some few snags, and we were worried about how we're gonna do this, worried about how we're gonna do that. Man, then at the end of the day, it all just worked out.
It lined up.
You know what I'm saying? But I know at the same time, but we've done a lot of things to help a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we put enough good out there. Because you don't never know when it's coming back. That's why you should always do good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't never know when the favor may not ever come to me, but it might come to my girls.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yep. My girls might have a flat tire and somebody nice might just stop and help them.
Right.
Just because of the good that I've done. Mm-hmm. But if all I ever done is mess over people, you guess what you're gonna get?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get messed over, and those who are around you.
Yeah.
You gotta pay for it too.
Yeah.
That's what that's one of my things, man. Don't mess over nobody, because you never know. Never know when it's gonna come back. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say, man, y'all just do good. Help as many people as you can help. Make wise decisions, man.
I got one last one, bro. So what is the best real estate to invest in? Like multi-family, single family.
It really depends on your goals.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Really depends on what it is. Oh, okay. For you, for both of y'all. Okay, you 22, you 28. Y'all single, right?
I'm in a relationship. We both in a relationship.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we get you.
Okay, go buy a multifamily.
Okay.
Live in one, rent the other 3. You can get a loan that'll set you up to where it'll pay. You can get enough money to pay for that single family. You can count those other 3 as income to pay for the other 3, right? And you living in one. Guess how much it costs you to live in that one?
What? Oh, $0, yeah.
Cause you got 4. You living in one.
They paying for it.
They paying for it all, and guess who gets all of the upside? Raise your hand. Come on, raise your hand high. Multifamily. Get you a 4 unit.
Okay.
Get you a 4 unit. You live in 1 unit.
I like
You
that.
and like I said, you can get loans, government backed loans. You can get a 3.5 down payment. You can get that, pay for it. You only got to stay in it a year. You can sell it, but why you want to sell it? You got that property right there. You building equity in it, and you living scot free.
Mm-hmm.
Sound perfect to me.
Equity, one of the biggest ones.
Work your job. Don't quit your job.
Right.
Hey, people be messing up with that.
Don't quit your job. Don't quit. Work your job. Build outside. Use your job, because your job. This what y'all ain't gonna. You got to know. Your job funds everything else. You having a job makes it easy for you to get a loan, but you ain't got no job and you got this property. You ain't gonna get no loan. Keep the job. Get the property.
Mm-hmm.
Get the loans. As long as you always got a job, you can always go to the bank and get money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't get your job, get your property, and then all of a sudden you living it up. You get the property. You ain't gonna be long, because guess what? Something gonna break down at that property, boss.
Yeah.
And you ain't got no extra cash because you've been spending it out because you on the charts.
Yeah, balling.
Balling.
Yeah.
You at the club.
Yeah.
Balling. They bought a whole new car.
Bought a whole new car at the club.
Yeah.
And everybody gonna talk about you afterwards.
Yeah. He a fool.
He a fool.
Yeah.
Quit, you know what I'm saying? Quit worrying. Listen, man, just be simple, man. You know what I'm saying? The richest folks in the room, he said, you'll never know. They got all he got on is some old pair of Levi's and some Crocs. That's all he got. But you got on designer everything.
Yeah.
And they ain't got $10 in the bank.
Yeah.
Come on, people. We trying to win.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm trying to win. Y'all trying to win. Let's win.
Let's win.
Let's win. That's it, man. Just do everything you can. Just be good people, man. Just get that multifamily, man. Get that. You live in it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Live in the one unit. Put somebody else in the other 3. Build the equity.
Build the equity.
Then you go buy another unit. Y'all know it's a bunch of apartment complexes right here for sale right now. Here in Danville. You know that big unit right down there off of, was it Arnett?
Yeah.
That big one? It was on the market for, man, what was that number? Several $1 million? The big one, y'all know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Big building.
Big building.
I like that.
It was just on them.
You come out, you made that $7 million in a couple of years.
Yeah. So you got see what I'm talking about?
So like on the down payment with that would be
20%.
20%.
No, you
So
gotta have 20% because you coming from and you investing.
Okay.
But if you get a government loan, you get you a FHA 3.5.
Even with that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Because see, you gonna live in it.
Right. I like that.
See, you know what I'm saying?
There's ways around.
It's ways around everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like they say, it's more ways to skin a cat. You know, one of my partners used to always say, man, Kerry, you like a cat. He said, you always land on your feet.
Right. Cause they showed it.
There's no other way to land.
You know what I'm saying? But man, I'm telling y'all, man, it's so many ways to win out here in this real estate game. But we gotta work together. That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll say this and then we gotta go. Mm-hmm. You know how many people there to look like me and you? There's men in this area that's selling real estate.
Mm-hmm. What?
Just you and us.
There's probably the biggest cat around here is a black man. The top real estate in this community is a black man. I didn't know that, but I know now.
Right.
You know, Mr. Deron Clemens, Wilkins Realty. We met the other day. See, let me tell y'all something about us.
Yeah.
If you let us in, we going to the top.
Yes, sir.
Woo, all I can say is this: they made a mistake and let me in the game.
Yeah. And plus you put out that gas.
You know what I'm saying? They made a mistake and let me in the game. You know what I'm saying? I always say, I mean, if I get in, I'm coming to the top. I don't know how to stay at the bottom.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't built that way.
I ain't built that way.
I ain't built that way.
Everyone built that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't built that way. If I get in, you know what I'm saying? If you're on the way to the top, you better latch on to get out the way because I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I live, man. You know,
Yes, sir.
I want to say thank you guys for having me. You know, shout out to my beautiful wife, Felicia, and the girls, Kay and Gabby. You know, it's...
Yeah, man. Anywhere we can find you at?
yeah, you can, you know, y'all can find me. I'm on Facebook. Kerry Fountain. I'm on Instagram. How do we get there podcast?
Okay.
We and Gabby Greta relaunch that because I want to help us to learn more about real estate. Because that's the key. The more we learn, the more we know, the more we can do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it, man. You know, I'm Who's a Kerry Fountain, Who's a Realty. My number is 276-734-9680. Remember that, 276-734-9680.
Yeah.
You want to sell your property, call me. You want to buy a property, call me. Before you want to sell it, call me so I can tell you what to do to get it ready to sell. Because if you don't get it ready to sell, when somebody coming to buy, you see that right there, you see that right there, you see that right there, you see that right there.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna beat you down on price. But if you get it right before you sell it, you ain't gotta worry about that. If you want to buy, if you're a first time home buyer, I'm a certified home buyer representative. Call me. I'm gonna help you get in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you what you got to do to be able to get in there. And then guess what? We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there. That's it.
This was a good addition, man. It's the Head Over Heels podcast.
Isn't there a certain question we're supposed to ask him?
Oh, I'm glad you said so. So basically, Head Over Heels. So it's a question we ask after every episode, and it's where is your head at, and what heel are you trying to get over?
Right now, my head is way above water.
I like that.
and the hill I'm trying to get to, the top of the hill, is this real estate game.
Yeah, so
That's why I'm climbing. Like I said, I met with Deron Clements, Wilkins Realty. I met with him on Wednesday, and he opened my eyes, you know what I'm saying, to a lot of things. So I'm trying to get the heel on the hill. I'm coming up behind.
yeah, so
That's why I'm trying to get to the top of the real estate game. Hey, make it happen.
we gonna make it happen.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Is that the right answer? Is that what?
Oh, that's the
I mean, hey,
great answer. Great answer.
I mean, I can't say nothing more after that.
Hey, all I like to say is like, comment, and share. This is a good addition.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. There we go.
And it'll take 2 seconds to hit that like button. Stop playing.
We don't.